What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment from TICGN.com. And you have leveled up to level 47. This is a double XP podcast. Level 47, powered by custom controllers. Make sure you guys go to the website, use promo code FAME to save yourself some ducats. Now we're going to start with these introductions. As always, with my right hand. Somebody see it.
Oh my God. Oh man. Roll for that. Forget the intro. Yo, Nick, don't let that man do you like that, dog.
Yo.
Don't do you like that, dog.
That's wrong, man. That's wrong.
What y'all laughing at, man? I
I'm
don't see.
done.
Oh my God! I just now saw that.
What?
Oh, son. That is the spitting image of him, though.
Bro, I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Boy, like that.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh man, let's put this up there. Let's see. All right, so
Oh boy.
back to what I was saying. My right hand, one man, Mama Cedar.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna have to turn from this page. What's up, y'all? Yeah, this Mama Cedar. And yeah, this me. Oh boy. Fang, you have to change that.
What? I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. But something what's good, my brother.
What's up, y'all?
Next
Oh,
up,
boy.
Crunk Girl. What's happening?
Oh,
Yo, Nick. I wouldn't stand for this, dog. The PlayStation brethren over here got your back, but bruh, come on. Yo, when you come back, you got to come back with a vengeance. This here just at all.
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Nick though. This is his last episode away. He'll finally be back.
But what's going on, everybody? Y'all already know who it is. It's your favorite gamer girl, Crunker 711, back at it again with the Double XP podcast, brethren. My sister. Gonna talk about a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of people got games to play. Let's talk about it.
Okay. My man Dallas, the man with the plan. What's going on, brother?
What up, man? It's just I feel good about this level up right here, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm just ready for it. I as a matter of fact, this whole God of War thing is that's my thing though, right there. I'm just waiting on that. So I'm ready to get started when y'all are.
So what's up? And last but not least, we got my man King Felix. First off, let people know who you are and where they can find you, my guy.
Wow. You can find me at front row at the Beyonce concert featuring her husband this summer.
Bruh, I feel you.
What happened?
I said I feel you. It's gonna be here in August.
I'm a little excited because I'm going to 4 different shows. So
Oh wow, that's some commitment.
Oh,
I'm a huge
Okay.
Beyonce fan, so there's that.
the highs in full effect, man.
Absolutely. My name is Phoenix. I do the Phoenix podcast with 2 of my co-hosts, Chris and Drew. Shout outs to them. You can find us on wherever iTunes, and I don't know if people still have Android phones or not, but you can find us on Android phones.
Bro, you need to chill.
You can find us wherever podcasts are at. Yeah, there you go.
Bro, disrespectful. And for those who are watching, let us know what you think about the overlay. Now, I will admit I'm not the best graphic designer in the world. I actually don't think I'm good at all. But I think I did all right with this overlay. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But we're going to start going around the panel. I want to know what everybody's been playing. Of course, you guys know we are a bi-weekly podcast. So things have changed in the gaming landscape. So I want to go around and find out what everybody's playing. I'm going to start to the left. Crunk Girl, what you been playing, love?
What have I been playing? Okay, I've been playing FIFA 18, which I'm actually just started playing like 2 weeks ago, and I like it, so I've been playing that more. I have been playing Prey. I ain't really deep into Prey like that. I'm gonna play
I
actually.
finished that game.
Prey's pretty good. And OD, I've been playing 2K and Fortnite. Like I recently just started playing Fortnite. It's actually pretty fun. It's not bad at all. So been playing that a lot too.
Okay, Nick, what you been playing, bro? Nothing. Okay. Dallas, my man, what you been playing, brother?
Man, in between times where I'm able to sneak off with the Switch and get on Bayonetta 2, I actually just started Yakuza Kiwami. It's super Japanese, but it's also super gangster. So like, I'm digging it so far. It feels very Sega though. If you play Sega games like that, then you know what I'm talking about. It feels very Sega. But so I'm still in the beginning, so I can't really give my full thoughts on it just yet.
Okay, King, what you been playing, bro?
Dead by Daylight. That's really the only game that I've really been playing for like the past 6 months.
Word, you into it like that?
I think I'm more into it because I troll the killer a lot, and I like to stream it when I'm playing. It's yeah.
Okay. Now, the beautiful Mama Cedar, what you been playing, love?
The Assassin's Creed DLC, Curse of the Pharaohs.
How is that?
It's pretty epic. It's I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but I mean, it's basically the gods have the pharaohs have come back and so you're pretty much playing an afterlife. So if you played the base game, then you'd be familiar with that, where they talked about it, but you actually experience the afterlife, and they have like different worlds, and the old pharaohs of old have come back for whatever reason. And so they're like on this serious killing spree. And so I just had to kick Queen Nefertiti's boy behind this morning. So it's pretty good. So y'all should check that out.
Pick that game up. I don't know, man. I can't commit to that type of game right now, because for everyone I know actually playing that game, they just talk about how many hours they just pour into that game. I don't think I got time for that right now. Because I've been bouncing around. Like, I've been playing. I know I'm late, but I finally picked up Overwatch. So I've been playing Overwatch, and I also been playing the game that we're going to talk about first of the day, which is Sea of Thieves. And I picked back up Hue again. I was playing it on my Vita, and I got rid of the Vita, and then I do have Xbox Game Pass. Everybody was on there, so I picked back up Hue. It's a short little indie game. It's actually pretty neat. Got some pretty not challenging puzzles, but ones you can't be a dummy to complete. But Hue, Overwatch, and Sea of Thieves. And speaking of Sea of Thieves, has anybody on the panel besides me play Sea of Thieves?
Well, you know, I played it during the alpha and the beta a couple of times, and I did start the character this morning. My character this morning, but
anybody else?
When I'm able to connect, yeah.
Whoa, wait, we throwing. It's too early to be throwing shots, bro.
I told you beforehand you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like what I got to say.
Now I will say.
I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of testimonies. I don't know if that's exactly a shot at this point.
No,
but it seemed though.
I'll joke aside though. My very first impression of the game was negative because we couldn't get in. We sat there for a good 30 minutes, and I told Anchorman, I was like, "Yo, I'm out. I'm gonna play Overwatch." And then all of a sudden we got in the game. But when you can get in, I will say it's not too far off what you played in the beta. I'm gonna keep it funky, right? There's a couple of things here and there. The game is actually fun, in my opinion. I think there's tons and tons of room for improvement, tons of things I can add. Like, one of the things I tweeted out today was to Rare and to Greg Duncan was, hey, sometimes we be on the ships and we got to go way across the way. Sometimes the driver ain't necessarily on point, or where he going, we got to turn around. There needs to be some type of card game or something on the bottom of the boat. That's just my opinion. But as far as the gameplay goes, to me, it's pretty solid. I don't see no flaws in the gameplay for what it is. And I'm not comparing it to things that it could be, but for what it is, it's actually fairly solid. Yeah, you probably want a different type of attacks, but it's not a game that's built on just running the gun or built on, all right, everything's about a sword fight. You know, a lot of it is, you know, is the ship battles, you know, solving the riddles. You know, just trying to really get around certain stuff, and I think that's a cool element to the game.
It's a co-op game, and I have to be honest. You know, when I played it during the alpha the beta, I said to myself, okay, I don't get this game, and this game is it for me? And I mean, I played it a few times, and here's the thing, I only played it one time with other players. And so I was just kind of feeling like, oh, this is going to be just kind of boring, and I don't see the thrill in this. But hey, if other people like it, that's kind of cool, because during the beta and the alpha, which was most of the longest time, I saw the feedback and just how many Xbox gamers were just into this game. I mean, they were just really loving this, and I just wasn't understanding that. But I will say that when I played it during the beta right before its release, I kind of got a feel. I mean, of course, it was so much more prettier, and the graphics were like, oh, wow, okay, they've really upped the ante on this. But I also could see how playing with other people would make this game go from, okay, this is kind of boring, to, oh, wow, you can really have fun with this. Because I began to understand the purpose of the game. It's not really meant to play by yourself. So if you're going in by yourself, I mean, unless you just like being a loner out there in the ocean by yourself, and you can still find your own adventure. But then also it's a find your own adventure type of game.
It is.
It's not a game where you're going to be directed and you're going to have, okay, go here, go to this quest and go perform this. It's like as you go along.
There are
quests. There are quests. I'm just saying you have to. There's not like where you are. Someone is leading you down a path. Is what I'm saying.
Like it doesn't exactly hold your hand, but it does give you something.
It gives you something.
Right.
To do, but
it's not going to hold your hand.
There's no story pretty much. So it's pretty much, hey, you can do this quest. You can roam around. Like Ma said, that they give you something to do. They're not holding your hand, telling you, all right, now come over here now.
Right. And so, but I mean, that I think for people, there's a market and there's a demographic for those type of, for this type of game. If it isn't for you, okay, fine, move on. And no, I'm not damage controlling digital, whoever, 777. What I'm saying is that every game, just because this game isn't for you doesn't mean it's for the other person. Right. And you heard me say I wasn't feeling the game. So how am I damage controlling? I'm just saying I can understand other people, playing with other people, how you could have fun with it. But, it's not necessarily a game that I feel like, oh, yeah, Sea of Thieves, this is Mamacita's game. But, if you have fun with it, enjoy it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to keep it funky. I wouldn't dare play this game by myself. It's one of those things where I'm not going to play with randoms. I'm going to see if my friends are on, or I'm going to hit up Multiverse team and say, hey, yo, y'all on? They're like, yeah, I bet I'm hopping on. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to cancel my pre-order and get it on Game Pass. Like I said, for what the game is, it's fun. But I do want to get Phoenix. I know he's going to go ham. I do want to get your thoughts on the game, sir.
I think, okay, there's a couple issues that I initially have with the game. It's fun when you can get in there with the group of people. I think, like, I agree with what y'all were saying, that it is not going to be a game for everybody. I don't think this is the game that's going to sell you on buying an Xbox or getting into the platform or the ecosystem of Microsoft. But I do think this is something that I can jump in with 3 other people, create your own quest. Anytime I see a boat, my goal is to knock that thing into the ocean. That's just my personal thoughts on that. But I think my biggest issue so far is you launched a broken product to a degree. I think that's my biggest complaint. And I know I'm probably going to get flack for that, so to speak.
The only knockback I have about that, I won't say it's broken, but if you think about some of the previous multiplayer, really online-only games, they all launched with the same issue. Even Destiny 1. People love Destiny now, but remember Destiny launched and it was having a server. There's a lot of games that multiplayer only have server issues. And I think what really happened with Sea of Thieves on the real, somebody gonna say it's damage control, but I don't think they expect as many people to play it on Game Pass as they did. I don't think they was ready for that.
I hear what you're saying, and it's not to combat or negate it. I think
go ahead, bro. That's what we do here.
I just think for me, as gamers and consumers, we give people in the gaming industry so many passes, and we pacify them way too much. From June all the way up to March, there were 100 different betas and alphas and things of that nature. And how many times do we have to give people a pass to say, oh, it's okay, you know, thanks for keeping us updated? If you were to go get a phone today, like the Samsung S9, and that phone does not work top to bottom, and you can barely get the features to work, you're going to raise hell. As a consumer, you have that every right to do, whether you pay $60 or $10 through Game Pass. You're paying for a product, and you cannot provide that product, and you're 48 hours into the launch of it. To me, I think that's an issue.
And I agree. I do. I agree with that. I mean, I was upset with Destiny and the Division. I couldn't get on day one. I remember that. I remember the uproar.
Same issues too. I know.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I think that is a valid concern. Although we can understand, but still, you're like, listen, if I'm gonna pay $60, I should be able to get into this game launch. You would think.
Yeah, Battlefield 4 pissed me off. I didn't play it for like 5 months until they fixed everything. Then I went back to it. So.
And I don't want y'all to think like, oh, this is me bashing Microsoft, because I mean, I'm an Xbox guy through and through, but it just looks horrible. You know, we're 5 years into this console generation. They had the same thing with the Master Chief Collection. To me, I just think that's an issue. But when you're able to connect to the game, I think I have a lot of fun with it. So,
okay,
yeah.
So, does anybody who haven't played it plan on playing it anytime soon?
I'll be on that.
I don't really like pirate games like that. Like, I don't even like the Assassin's Creed pirate joints. I'm not really into that. So
let me ask y'all this. So ever since the day before it launched, Sea of Thieves was trending #1 on Twitch. It was #1 on Mixer, and I think as of right now, it's streaming like #4 on Twitch. They've announced that they've had over 100 million unique, which is 100 million different people playing the game since launch. Even though it's had these technical issues, and it seems like some of because there's only been 2 reviews put out for the game. One by Cheat Code Central gave it an 82, and another gaming thing gave it a 55. There's only 2 official reviews out. So, with it being top 5 on Twitch still, with it having over 1 million unique users, would you guys consider this game as of right now to be a success?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really too much go by reviews, but I was all saying that maybe Metacritic will be between 80 and 85. So if people like it, I think it's a success.
I don't know. Maybe not if people like it. The greatest test of whether or not something is a success to me is time. And we're going to find out. All the evidence that you put forth thus far means is that it's popular right now. Of course it's popular right now. It just launched and it seems unique. So, of course, you're going to have a bunch of people playing it at one time when it just comes out, or at least trying to play it at one time when it just comes out. But we'll know 6 months down the line.
Yeah, if it's still top 5, then that's saying
how long you stay. Yeah, how long you stay top 5 is going to tell.
Because I remember when this game was first really shown, and they showed really streamers playing it, I said from the jump, I think this would be the type of game you will see streamers playing a lot, just because it can give you the type of thing that, you know, certain people want when they go to Twitch. They want that interactive experience. They want, you know, you be doing stupid and silly stuff on screen and having requests to do certain stuff. I think that you can't get this type of experience in any other game when it comes to Sea of Thieves. That's why I think it will be successful on Twitch. But the weird thing is, one thing that's going to suck is that we will never know how the game really sold. Because of Game Pass. Even if you look and say, oh, it didn't chart on the NPD, right? Let's say you go by VG charts or whatever, and say, oh, it didn't, or how it does on the NPD. That number's really lower than what it could be, because I think a lot of people, including myself, are playing it only because of Game Pass. Not only because of Game Pass, or because it's on Game Pass and I'm a Game Pass subscriber, so why go out and pay $60? Now, this type of game, well, I kind of want the case. I think when a game is like $15, I go buy it just to have a case. But I don't think it's a $60 game for me. King, what you think, man? You think you can what's happening right now with the game? Is it any form you can show of this game being successful launch? But yeah, I know you can't really get in the game. Some people, but do you see any type of success stemming from what they've been able to accomplish so far? Which is they got people interested in playing the game.
I mean, I kind of agree with what Dallas was saying. Where out the gate, I can't really say, oh, it's successful because it's #1 on Twitch. I mean, Madden's #1 on Twitch the day it launches, but how, 6 months down the road, 2 months down the road, even, where will this game have legs at? And I think with the Game Pass situation from Microsoft, for them to be in second or third place for that matter, they have to innovate. And if Game Pass did not exist, would this game even be at the top of the streaming pool, if that makes sense? So, I mean, if we're going to say off of streaming purposes, then yes, it's a roaring success. But if we're talking about staying power, I mean, we can find out about 90 days, even 60 days down the road to see where it's at, because it's going to be all about content at this point. Where Destiny, where they had content and it kept pushing the boundaries as far as what you can do. What can this game do for me to keep me on it months and months down the road as we get closer to holiday?
And that's the thing with this game, I think. And
yeah,
no, go ahead, Ma.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor. It's engagement. I mean, it's a game as a service, and so I think the engagement and content is going to determine success. Can this be a success? I think it can, because even prior to launch, it was #1 on Twitch and Mixer prior to launch, prior to the Game Pass folk coming in. So I just if I do have a concern, it is going to be about content and what's going to keep people coming back. Because once you have the thrill of the chase, the initial, as we gamers tend to have, we want something to keep. We are going to want to continue to seek that thrill, and it is Sea of Thieves going to provide that. And I really hope that Rare has some things up their sleeve and some updates and all that to give people what they want, because people are on an initial high. It's just that when they come down, are you going to be able to get them back up?
And I think one of the things they can do. Oh, Mama, go ahead, Dallas.
It's one of those things where Sea of Thieves, especially, it's a playground. It's a digital playground. There is no story. You make it up. You do what you want to do, and there's only so much fun you're gonna have for so long on the slides and on the swings. Eventually, I'm gonna want a ball pit. I'm gonna want some laser tag. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna want some extra stuff.
And I think,
you don't want to see something.
I think one thing a lot of people don't talk about is, this game does have raids, and I haven't done a raid yet, but from what I'm hearing, the raids are actually pretty intense and they're pretty long, and there's a reward for it. Have you done a raid?
It is the raid. I did it last night, and I almost quit because so basically, we were on this small little island type deal, and you had to fight waves upon waves of these skeletons, these demon skeletons. Then you had to fight these gold-plated skeletons, and that literally
pissed me off.
It's oh my god, bro. If you can shoot them in the head with like a gun, they die quicker. But it was really annoying at first. I'm like, well, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? And then I want to say maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours later of doing the same thing over and over and over and keep dying like literally every 5 minutes to complete it. To get that big reward at the end, I got like $11,000 in treasure.
Nice.
At the end of that, and I think the biggest thrill of it all is once you're doing it and your crew is done with it, you on the open sea, so anybody can come sink your ship and take all your stuff.
Before you can collect.
So for me, that's another thrill in that. So, I mean, again, there's fun there, but how often and where can you find these raids? Like, I mean, again, I'm not keep trying to compare it to Destiny, but in the same vein, that's kind of what I have to go to.
Apparently, from what I didn't do it, but from what I'm told, that skull in the sky, wherever that skull is, that's where the raid is. Whenever it's, I don't know if it's when it's glowing, when the eyes are glowing green, but from what I was told, if you look up at that skull, if you go towards that skull, that's where the raid is. That's what I was told. I could be wrong.
No, it is.
Okay. Now, the thing is, they're going to have to continue to add more and different raids. They're going to have to. And I think one thing they can do as well is add different creatures in the sea besides the Kraken. What's crazy is when I played the beta, I ran into other players. I didn't run to a single other ship. Partly, I think those Duca folks couldn't really get onto the servers. I didn't run into the Kraken. So I'm thinking they need to add, of course, when they're adding in content, they got to add more creatures besides the skeletons. They pretty much have to. They're going to add more weapons, more customization. They're going to have to add more raids or more to the raid. And they got to add more creatures in the sea. You know, it'd be dope if all of a sudden Poseidon come popping out the water. I think that'd be fire. We on the boat trying to deal with Poseidon, the king of the sea. I think that'd be dope. I think that's an opportunity that they need to look into.
Right, that's cool. Till like Davy Jones out of nowhere or something like that. That would be super dope. Yeah.
And what I think is dope too. I think that when you die, I think that's a pretty unique thing. Being on the boat, being on I forgot what they call it, but you're pretty much a soul. And you gotta wait for the bell to ring to go back into the realm. I thought it was pretty dope. But like I said, they need to add some more things. One of the things I suggested was there needs to be something to do on the ship when you happen to go way on the other side of the map. Because if it's not a lot of wind blowing, it's taking you a long time. When you happen to go against the wind, it takes forever to get to where you're going.
And you on a larger boat too, because you playing with a full crew, right?
Yep, play with a full crew. I would not play this game by myself. I wouldn't do it.
See, I need a crew. I'm gonna have to play this because I haven't experienced this yet with a crew. At least a crew that I know. Let me say it that way, because the crew that I played with, no one had mics and no one knew what they were doing. So it was fun. Like, yeah.
So when I played, I streamed it on Mixer. It was me, Anchorman, Mike, and Samuel Tober. We all know each other because from the Multiverse podcast. So we got in and we was playing drinking games. Like we went to the very, very top. I forgot what it's called. The Crow's Nest, the very, very top of the boat. You know what I'm talking about? We got up there and we all started getting lit, drunk up there. And the name of the game was Let Go of Your Controller. And the first person to fall, the last person to stay up without falling off the boat will win. Something like the stupid stuff, right? But it was fun because it was us. So it's like, hey, let's go to this Crow's Nest, get drunk, and who last person don't fall off and die wins. There's no winner. There's nothing to win, but it was fun because it was us. And that's the type of game. And some people don't find value in that. Some people say, hey, if I can go in by myself and have fun, it's not fun. And I get that. That's a valid point. But this is one of those games where you're going to have a different type of experience. That's just me. All right, I guess with that being done, we beat that on the head enough. Hey, Nick, you got anything you want to say? No? Nick?
Don't do that, Fanny. Okay. Don't do that.
I'm trying to check on my boy. Nick, you good?
He reading the book. Okay, he reading the book.
Let's switch to and before I say this, I do want to make a quick announcement. I will be redoing the links for our 2 giveaways. We do have 2 new giveaways. One God of War, the other one 12 months of Xbox Live, a month of Game Pass, a month of EA Access, and a BioShock collection. Now, as of right now, if you click those links, there is an error on those links. Somebody was salty. I don't know who it was. And they caused a whole bunch of problems. And so I wasn't able to actually go back and do everything I needed to show that this person is salty and ruining stuff. So I have to redo the links. But shout out to the person who did win the Sea of Thieves collection, Sea of Thieves giveaway. That person was able to be chosen and given this stuff before all this nonsense happened. And his package was delivered out today. So shout out to you, my man. He will be tagging everyone when his package arrives. So congratulations to you, my guy. So like I said, back to one of the games we are giving away, which is God of War. The hype train's at an all-time high. I was excited for this game, but after seeing what I seen, at this point, this is Game of the Year contender. I love what they did to God of War. I know a lot of people were saying it. I'm channeling my inner pony. Giddy up.
I was going to say, I hear it, and I'm ready to defend the realm, sword and shield.
Giddy up. I'm ready to channel my inner pony. I know a lot of people say this game didn't. Oh, why did they change it up? Dude, this change was dope. I love the RPG elements that they added to this game, me personally. But I do want to go around the panel, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on God of War. Number one, first, did you watch the gameplay? What do you think of it? And 2, what do you think of the changes? And 3, is you hype? Let's start with I guess. Let's start with King Phoenix.
Am I hyped for it? No.
Oh, you supposed to be giddying up, sir.
No, nope, not at all. Am I getting the game? And is it pre-ordered? Absolutely. It's ready to go. You know, it's already on the PlayStation Store, ready to roar. I've never been a God of War fan. I've always looked at it as the God of QuickTime events. That's how I've looked at those games.
Facts.
And I watched maybe the first 3 minutes of the gameplay and turned it off because at that point I was like, oh, this isn't the same cookie cutter crap that I'm used to seeing previous years on this game. At that point, I was just like, okay, good. I don't need to see anything else. Just let me jump into the game and be surprised by what I see. So
I'm gonna keep it funky. Before this one, God of War been overrated.
But wait a minute, though. Wait a minute.
I think if Finished 3, that joint was 12.
I feel a little heat right now. So what's your name? Because I want to go back and forth here for a second.
This was Spain. This was me.
Oh no. I feel the heat with Mama.
Mamacita. So go ahead then.
Come on, y'all. You're not like God of War. No, go ahead and finish. I'm gonna let y'all finish. Y'all convo.
I'm just saying, God of War, in my opinion, has been overrated. It's been a good game. 1 and 2, but then they had all the games on the Vita, and then a bunch of crap that was crap. And 3 wasn't a good game in my opinion. I couldn't get past. I played it for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'm bored. Honestly, I didn't.
You were bored?
I tried it on PS3. I tried it on PS3. Hold on. Then I was like, maybe I'm tripping, right? I was like, maybe I'm tripping. So I bought it again on PS4. And you can look. I don't know. Does PS4 count time you play the game? I don't know if it tracks it. But I played for like 20 minutes, and I was like, this game, I'm out. But this new joint looked litty, and I'm happy. I love the change. I love the change they did with the game. God of War, when he said quick time events, that's true. It's quick time events left and right throughout the old God of War. And it was so annoying. But this joint, I'm all over. But let me go ahead and let y'all spit fire since y'all mad.
I ain't listen. Y'all know my thing is everybody doesn't have to like the same game. There are games that I like, nobody else gonna like. So I mean, I'm with that. I'm cool with that. But I'm just saying, God of War for me, I'm sorry, boring. Not, man. You talking about the Blade of Olympus? I had so much fun with God of War 1, 2, and 3. I will say that I think for me, God of War 2 was the best one for me. God of War 3 was graphically a little more, but it wasn't, it didn't have, to me, the fluidity and all that, the combat to me, and that's just my opinion. But the new one, I have not watched the trailers. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I haven't watched much of anything because I don't want anything to spoil my fun. For me, I just want to wait to the game day, and then I'm going to play the game, and I'll make the determination of what it is for me. So I'm not watching anything because that's how much of a God of War fan I am. Actually, I prefer God of War over Uncharted, and I know some folks are gonna say what.
Now,
but yeah,
Ma, you do gotta know. If you're a big fan of the first 3, this game plays a totally different.
It's different, yeah. But it's different. But it falls in line with my RPG playing style anyway. You're talking to a Skyrim fan, you're talking to a Dragon Age, you're talking to, I love RPG elements anyway. So I'm all for that. Now, how they implement it and, as far as, leveling, I don't know if there's crafting. I don't know what if skill trees in of that. Is that going to be changed or different? But I'll see. But I'll make that determination and I'll know. But from what I have seen so far, heck yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this.
I will say my only flaw from what I saw, that little gameplay they showed, that 10 minutes of gameplay, the only flaw I seen is that little boy gonna annoy the hell out of me. And I think it's one of the things where, hey, it's a PlayStation game, so that style of PlayStation game usually comes with a companion. That little boy gonna piss me off. He's not gonna shut up. Make a prediction?
I don't know. When it comes to companion characters, I look at it one of two ways. Either you're going to be Ashley from Resident Evil 4. Or you're going to be Ellie from Last of Us.
I think he's going to be Ellie.
I think he's a lot closer. From what I've seen thus far, he is integral. Like he
Do y'all
seems like
think he's gonna be playable?
I think he is,
playable. No, commendable. Yeah,
he is kind of playable.
they might sneak in a little section where you have to be him for a little while just to kind of test the waters.
Yeah.
I can see them later on down the line actually having him be the protagonist of the game.
I was just about to go down that road. Me personally, I think that Kratos is his name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's like you don't know that man's name.
The shade, man, the shade.
Of course, shade. Absolutely, absolutely. So I personally think at the end of the game, Kratos dies, and then this kid takes up the mantle of God of War for the next set of games. Just my personal opinion.
Now, of the games that came before, they made Kratos live up to his name. I don't mean just making him the God of War in title or in mantle or whatever. Like gameplay wise, from the first level of the first game, he was the God of War. Like he gets in there. He's a warrior. He's a fighter. He's a Spartan. And to see, like, they know when it's time to change. Like sometimes you have to look up, like by Resident Evil 0, I was over the Resident Evil style, but I loved Resident Evil games, so I kept playing them. When 4 came around, I was like, this is great, this is refreshing. Then they stuck with that style for a while, and everybody was over it by Resident Evil 5. And so everybody's like 6 sucks, which that's a whole nother conversation. 6 was actually a pretty good game. Y'all was just tired of what they was doing. But I digress. Now with 4, with the new God of War, I feel like they knew exactly what type of changes they wanted to make. They knew first and foremost that it was time to do something completely different from what they had been doing before. And it wasn't just, oh, well, we'll let you play as a different character this time in the same setting. I mean, he did everything he could possibly do on Olympus. Like, Olympus is dust by now. It's a pebble. So to move to a different set, to a different pantheon, to a different mythology, and to do something this drastic with his character and with the gameplay, there's no way I can be down for it.
Yeah, I see that camera angles too are different. I could see that. It's more of an over the shoulder.
He saw a little Hellblade in it. I loved Hellblade, and I can see a little Hellblade in God of War. I see it.
Yes.
Like that camera angle. At first, I was a little worried about it in Hellblade, but you get used to it. And I like it. I'm just hoping at some point in the game you get to kill that little boy.
Oh, come on.
What?
That man even got his chance in the sun. Y'all already condemned him.
Make that determination. Yeah.
That boy gonna be a little gangster. Look who his daddy is. That boy gonna be a G.
I just want to throw an axe right in the middle of his head. Shut up!
Did you see what the little boy was doing? Like, he was kicking butt. You tripping.
For real.
Man, he's gonna annoy me, bro. I feel it.
I'm gonna ask with that bow and arrow.
Oh, Dad, look, I'll shoot my little thing. Dad, watch out, Daddy.
But think about this. What we've been seeing so far is the first hours of the game. You don't know how this little boy is going to grow, like how he's going to change and progress. You don't know what he's going to be by the end of the game. Half of the point is the fact that Kratos has to raise his son by himself.
And Kratos it seemed like from the gameplay, Kratos ain't left the house. He don't know what nothing is.
Exactly. He can't read nothing. Like he been beating ass so long. Like
he Asher too. He needs some lotion. Good Lord.
I want y'all to go to sleep.
Kratos is akin to Goku in that way. He been beating ass so long he ain't had time for books.
Do not pass go to collect 200.
But see the thing about it also, if y'all watch the gameplay, you notice that he don't know none of the language, none of that. The little boy know all of it. So really, the little boy guiding him, because most of that stuff he don't know, and the little boy is helping him solve the puzzles.
I'm just wondering how the story is going to transition to the Norse gods, though. I'm just wondering. I think they're curious as to how they're going to do that.
My hope is that Atreus, aka Lil Trey, don't end up being sort of like an exposition fountain. He's just there to tell you what happened before or whatever. Like make him.
Yeah, I hope he's just not pointing to where to go or did you look at that? Let's see this. I just hope he's not like a guide. I really hope he has an implemental part in the story.
Just don't be Navi to hey, look, listen. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
I feel like the change of angle. That it seems that Kratos, we finally gonna get an actual story. because it seems that Kratos is more vulnerable than he's ever been before, which may be a good thing because he's getting old, man. So, and then you can kind of tell the way he's fighting, and when he finished fighting, he looks tired.
Is this the last God of War game?
I don't think so, but I think because a lot of
I was hearing that this game originally wasn't going to get made.
I think Cory Barlog wanted to bring it back because the way the last game ended, it just didn't do justice to the series. I think they ran out of ideas, and that was just a game just because. And Cory Barlog, I think, really wanted to make this game.
Because as Crunk, as you said before, Sony will kill a franchise. So
yeah,
I know people always talk about how Halo was milked or Gears was milked. There's been just as many Gears of War games. So at what point do they either kill it off or it transitions to
Gears of War?
My bad, God of War.
I
just said on Twitter too.
I think God of War may transition, but I feel that it's needed because I think in the whole series there's 6 God of War games, and I keep asking people. They was like, "Why didn't it change it? This ain't God of War," and I'm like, "Bruh, they've been on every single PlayStation console. I think it's about time for them to change." Like, you can't stay the same forever. Like, I think people wanted this because if they would have got the same game beforehand, they've been complaining. They've been bitching, moaning, and complaining that it's the same game.
But I'm sorry.
And like Mark said, he never was a fan of those games. So this is a fresh new look at God of War. It's going to get new people to come in.
I completely agree with that, though. I mean, when you look at the gaming, and I hate calling it an industry, I really do, for my own selfish reasons. When you look at game development as a whole, if you have a series and you cannot implement change and you become stagnant, then you get left behind. The simple fact that when I saw the trailer, or not the trailer, the gameplay, and like I said, the first 5 minutes was enough for me to say, okay, cool. I made a great pre-order purchase. I don't need to see anything else. Why would you want the same thing that you've been playing for 15 years? That doesn't make sense to me. The only company that can do that religiously and they still even change it up from console to console is Super Mario.
True. I think Call of Duty been getting away with it too, but
which one?
Call of Duty in general. After Call of Duty 4, all of them has been pretty much the same. They steal a little bit from one game, steal a little bit from another game, but it's been pretty much the same game almost.
I agree.
Except for the campaigns.
I just think for a game like Call of Duty or a first-person shooter, for me at least, it's like I just turn my brain off and I just like to shoot stuff. You know what I mean? Just as long as there's a story there, is in Call of Duty that's gonna engulf me into that world, great. But when you look at something like, let's say, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, God of War, I expect a cinematic quality experience when it comes to the story. I expect something different. I expect something unique. When it comes to Call of Duty, or dare I even say Halo, I really don't expect that because I only play Halo for the multiplayer. I'm pumped that with Sony Santa Monica as a studio, I'm pumped that they were given the freedom and the leisure to make a game that they wanted to make and not be stagnant in their approach with it, if I'm making sense.
I've been saying that for the longest, man, that Sony will let them, if they fall, they fall, but they'll let them do what they want to do. I've been saying for the longest that I want to see some of these games either die off or evolve. And God of War, I think
this was a good evolution.
Yeah, I think it was a really good evolution.
God of War at its best form.
And on the PlayStation,
and especially because of Ascension, though, a lot of people had issues with that one. No one really talks about God of War Ascension.
I actually like the multiplayer on Ascension, but I feel like they put too much in it and didn't put enough of it into the actual meat and potatoes of the game, where people actually play God of War 4, which was the story in the gameplay or whatever. And I think it turned people off. It
Somebody cut it off.
Look, I was like, what the hell is that?
Who's saying?
Nicodemus, what you doing?
Nick. My bad. Yeah. Like, it was time for a change. And if you know Cory Barlog, he did 2, but he didn't do 3. So I think it was time for him to come back and to you know what I'm saying, really do
Who
something.
did Ascension? Was that somebody different?
Nah, he hasn't done God of War since God of War 2. And then we kept asking him at PSX, like, yo, God of War coming out March, ain't it? It's coming out, ain't it? We know it's coming. And finally got a release date, and then we've been getting this barrage of gameplay and different. He said the game was gonna be different, but he also said that if you're a fan of Kratos, you're gonna look at him in a different way than you did before. So I'm thinking this little boy is gonna soften him a little bit, but also he's I think he's gonna teach his son how to not be him, how he was. And then I think we're gonna learn more about his mother. We're gonna learn how he got to where he is right now. And
see, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited.
We all know
fight with that axe, because did y'all see how he threw the axe? Like, you can
and call it back on demand.
Like not even just that. Did you see he took old boy's feet out with the cursor, and he actually did that? It wasn't like no cut scene and none of that. You can actually cut dudes off from the legs and then call your ex back and then cut them again. I'm like, yo, that's hot.
The dopest thing I think about this is that it's going to release on a Friday, and play it's off on the weekend, so like the stream finna be lit.
And I like how the little boy interacts too. Like I was saying, like it seems that Kratos has just been in the house all this time doing nothing. He don't know the language. And from the industry who's previewed it, there's like certain bosses and like there's no cut scenes. I'm like, there's like no cut scenes. They're like, no, like everything is just like you can go anywhere, but
no cut scenes at all.
It said that. It said it was no cut scene.
I don't believe that.
I'm telling you,
no cut scenes doesn't mean no events. Things are going to happen cinematically. It's just it's not a movie.
You ain't gonna see a black screen and then a cutscene pop up like that.
Oh no, I feel about that. Because cutscenes are important to stories a lot of times. You can't.
Nah, it's not gonna be the cutscenes like you think, like cutscenes like where it turn black and it be a cutscene. I think it's gonna, from how they saying, you go in and out of like the Order. You know how the Order was?
Trash.
Yeah.
No,
still an underrated game in my personal
Flash.
When I say,
if I'm being honest, I just beat the Order, and I feel like it's not nearly as bad as people say it is. It felt a little empty. I give it that. It felt a little empty.
The game wasn't trash. It wasn't trash. Predictable.
I ain't talking about the actual game itself. I'm talking about the technique they used when you was going from gameplay to cutscene.
Okay. Well, hold on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like some of the way they did some of the like 1-on-1 fight scenes with Lycans, like it was kind of seamless in a way.
Hold on. If there's ever a moment where your character's moving and you're not moving them, that's a cutscene. And Order 1886 had cutscenes. The transition from cutscene to the gameplay was seamless. But if there's ever a moment where my character's moving and talking and I'm not doing it, that's a cutscene.
I mean, but for you that may be, but from I guess industry standards is not considered a cutscene.
What you mean has not a cutscene?
I'm saying that's what they said. I haven't played the game.
Well, I think what they mean is instead of just showing you a movie, everything happens in engine. Everything happens
like
with the models that you're with the models that you're currently playing with. There is no, all right, I'm gonna stop and show you this little movie we made real fast. All right, now you can get back to some action.
You mean like how when you're in the jungle in Uncharted and it goes like directly from like you looking out and you can't move or nothing, and then it goes directly like zooms into you.
I don't know, man. I get what y'all saying. I know in the Order, sometimes I didn't realize I can move my character. I didn't realize it was in control. I get what y'all saying, but to me, any moment that my character's moving, walking, and talking, and I'm not controlling that, that's a cutscene to me.
Oh no, I agree. It's just a seamless movement where, like, look at Uncharted. What was the last one? Not Sea of Thieves.
Was it 4 or are you talking about the one?
He loves Sea of Thieves, boy. Let's talk about it.
It has Thieves in it. The last one.
The one with the ladies with Chloe.
Even that one where it just seamlessly jumps straight from not being able to control your character. It's all in engine, like Dallas was saying. Like you wouldn't even know.
Listen, we don't take Dallas Dallas all this win. Who are the wins in the back? We don't take Dallas' opinion seriously because he said Death Stranding will be game of the decade, and he don't even know what it is. Because he, like the man in the thing, likes babies in throats, his throat. So we don't take what he says seriously.
I got one question though, fam. Graphically, what you thinking on that PlayStation Pro?
I think from what I heard, I got OG and Slim. I got 2 PS4s, OG and Slim. Ain't got no Pro.
No, I'm just saying how does it look? Like I got a regular PlayStation too, but I'm saying from what we're seeing, all that came from the PS4 Pro.
It looked good. The game looked good. I'm not denying the game looked graphically. The developers at Sony know how to make a beautiful looking game.
You know,
it's almost as good as Death Stranding.
Somebody was complaining that it wasn't brutal, and I said, "What?" Somebody really said that was like, "It don't seem brutal enough." And I looked at these fools like, "Are you serious? Did you see how he threw the old boy, and then hit old boy in the face with his hands and ripped him apart?"
No, look at his hand-to-head combat. He's literally ripping people in half, and it's not brutal enough.
Yeah,
sound like folks just trolling.
They got it.
I think it's because they so used to the chains that's what they want. They want like the combos and the coins coming out the top of the heads, and they're so used to that.
Okay, Sonic.
They don't want to. They don't want to give it a chance. They're like, oh, it's Rise of Son of Rome 2, and I'm like, come on.
But you know what though?
This might be a little.
Go ahead.
It might be a little on the side of what we saying, but like story-wise, anybody that's played all the God of War games, we know Kratos' track record with women. So I want to know who was real enough to lock him down and make him stay in the house and have this baby and raise this baby.
We all know Kratos.
I want to know what type of Beyonce he ended up with.
Wait, whoa, wait a minute. You ain't got to bring Beyonce into this. You ain't got to bring Beyonce into this. You got to
be like goddess level or something for real to have him married like that. Exactly. That obviously, like, they take her. The part of the game is them like spreading her ashes, like going to spread her ashes or whatever. Like, how special was she that you got to go to her ashes?
How they burn them and then spread the ashes over the river or whatever. I mean, so I kind of
with that in itself being the journey of the game, like she must have been real.
Had to be because man, Kratos was getting it in. He was in the hot tub.
Yeah, I'm saying
he was out here spreading his oats, man.
Yeah, I remember the family rolling up on me a couple of times, and I was playing that. I had to try to.
Yeah, there you go. Next God of War game. Kratos' son going around finding out his little step brothers.
Yo, Kratos is out here on the block, man, picking up all the chicks.
You know what?
I kind of want to know who's the mother too, and what's her importance, because. Because
I only got this boy because he died. He was deadbeat dad. Y'all know this. He was on child support.
He might be. I don't know. But the thing is, the boy doesn't know of him to be God of War. So that means he really didn't leave the house. That boy don't know, like, because if you look at the cutscenes they showed before, I think it was the story trailer. He was like trying to hit. I think he was doing something to a god, and he was like, "No, He was like, "There's consequences for killing a god or whatever." And the little boy was getting angry, and I don't think he knew how to control it. And I'm thinking throughout the whole game, you're going to be dealing with that. Because the little boy really don't know who you are. Because he been stuck in the woods all this time.
Now, we low on time, so I do want to switch to the last topic we do have today, guys. Has anybody played Fortnite on mobile yet?
I haven't.
No.
Smooth.
So I refuse.
I got to play it for the first time today.
Console.
I played it for the first time today. I haven't played it on console yet, but I was at work, and this dude in the cubicle came up and was like, "Yo, look, I got this Fortnite on my phone." I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out."
You on the phone too?
But you know, and that's what I want to talk about. I think I want to get you guys started. I think this mobile adaptation is the nail in the coffin of PUBG. In a way, because apparently PUBG you playing against bots. Fortnite you actually still playing against people. So
wait a minute, run that back. What happened?
From what I've been hearing, a lot of people that's in PUBG mobile ain't really people; it's bots. And then on Fortnite, them people.
Yeah, well, like they
Well,
playing against us.
Well,
Like,
I'm confused. So the people that you're playing against on PUBG Mobile are bots?
Them people. I'm hearing them aren't people. They're bots. There was an article.
The
I gotta
people
find an
that you're
article. And
playing against.
the article's titled "You're Not That Good at PUBG. You playing against bots." I gotta find an article so you can check it out.
So
Yeah.
it's basically PUBG Lite.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm finna say because on Fortnite, my cousin can be playing on his phone and he can play with me
Yeah.
on my PS4.
So I think I don't see the Fortnite hype down any soon. I think PUBG had a hell of a run, but I think this whole mobile adaptation has brought a whole new craze because folks I see folks walking around playing Fortnite on their phone. Like,
Man,
Oh, you
serious.
play.
it
Okay,
wasn't
wait a minute.
mobile, bro.
Demi says you play against both bots and people on PUBG.
Yeah,
And you're
and
talking about mobile.
and that's a problem.
Okay.
Because on Fortnite, you playing legit against other people.
Yeah, the whole thing is just straight people. And then I think if they actually beat PUBG to mobile. They let them beat them. I'm like, yo,
PUBG. Oh, I think it did release first.
yeah, Fortnite.
I know
released
PUBG
before
talked
PUBG.
about mobile first. We heard about PUBG mobile first, but it didn't release first.
Nah, Fortnite got on mobile before they did. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo,
I know it released on mobile first, but they talked about PUBG mobile way before you heard about Fortnite mobile.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, but it don't matter if you talking about it. But if I beat you to it, I beat you to it.
I think this is it, man. And you know what's crazy is I don't like either one of the games. I prefer Dark Project.
I really don't. I have really zero interest in either one of those. But why can't they just coexist? Like, why? And when I look at them, I play Fortnite for like an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore. I've never played PUBG.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you, Ma. I'm gonna keep it real funky with you. A lot of it is a lot of these Sony diehard dudes, or for some reason they think that Fortnite's success is a reason to throw into the Xbox guys' face because of PUBG, not realizing that Fortnite is as well on Xbox.
Can I just say this? I'm so sorry. Now I don't get this whole console war fanboy type deal because
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly, because at the end of the black ass day, understand that none of you kids on the Twitters that are keyboard thugging it out, you don't have stock in either company.
I don't know. Some of them do.
No, ma'am. You don't have stock in either company, okay? You're not going to breed success off of what Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo do. And that's what kills me. Like, I always laugh, and I swear, like, I troll them on my podcast. It's fun. But, like, when they say, oh, yeah, well, we have this. No. And I'm trying not to cuss because I don't know if y'all cuss on this show, so I'm trying not to cuss.
Just don't drop the N-word, sir. You good.
Okay, well, these motherfuckers. No, when you say they, or no, I'm sorry, like when you say we, no. You clock in at a 9 to 5 at Foot Locker, or you clock in at a 9 to 5 asking would you like an apple pie with that. That's where you say we. You don't work for Sony. Right. And you don't work for Microsoft. So at the smooth end of this good day, sis, I need you to back up and get in formation. Okay, that's what we need you to do. All right.
Oh, that's good.
So they got a lot of their fragile pride invested into things other people have made.
Oh.
But you know what though? I understand that, but fanboys are never gonna go away, man. They aren't. You know why? Because they've been here forever. We just didn't have the internet to do it. Because back in the Sega Genesis days, it was fanboying too.
That's cool. Like what you like, but it don't have to be what you like versus everything else all the time.
Conversation before, because I didn't have that. You may have experienced that, but I didn't experience the fanboy stuff with consoles.
The difference is we was fanboying up because of games. Like it was Sega versus Super Nintendo. It was N64 versus such and such. It was PS3 versus 360. It was PS2 versus Xbox. It is always
this
been
wasn't all. No, it has not always been this way.
No,
like
social media is the reason why it is now.
Social media put it on 10, but it's been there because if you
we will have different systems and everybody will have the same game on different systems, and we would go to each other's house and like, well, let me play this one on your system, but you play it on mine, and we all had different systems, and no one cared whose system it was. We just wanted to play the game and enjoy it.
Because you can't tell me GoldenEye wasn't the truth, and that was on 64.
We used to argue about blood in Mortal Kombat because Nintendo ain't had that blood, but Sega Genesis had that blood.
No, now Nintendo had the blood code, fam. We ain't doing that today.
Blood, man, that's some fake blood, man. We talking about the real blood.
Now, I had it on Sega now, but you get
fake blood.
Donkey Kong Country because we had the blood code there too.
I was on my Sega hard body. I used to talk junk. I ain't care. I'm saying back in the day, it was more about the games, and we was really like fanboying over the games. Back in the day, we just didn't have the internet.
But here's the biggest question.
But look though, and also you can look up commercials. Sega used to try to kill Super Nintendo because of such and such this such that. They used to go at it back in the day too.
Sega do what Nintendo don't. Is that what it was?
There you go.
But at the end of the day, ask yourself this question, and I guarantee you, throw this at any fanboy, and they won't have a response. If Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo all got out of the gaming industry, what would you have left?
PC.
Exactly.
So what would you have to fanboy over?
Nothing.
Mobile.
Exactly.
I hate the people who say they want one of the platforms to die and go away. You don't realize how
I hate that too.
You don't realize how much these other platforms will screw you over if they don't have competition.
Because all it's going to take is for one to die, and eventually they all will. So be careful what you ask for.
So yeah, be careful because it's already happened, and it wasn't a good thing when Sega but Sega killed themselves. But still, like it's not bad. It's not. I'm saying not bad. It's not good for you to not have any competition.
Well, the Sega thing rolled over well.
It's like
pretty much the original Xbox was the Dreamcast successor.
Because, in my opinion, all of them push each other. Because last generation PlayStation getting their asses kicked.
That's what you need. You need them to see them doing something dope, and then be like, oh yeah. Well, we got this over here. You need that. We need you to innovate. We need you to have some sort of competition. I'm all for the console battle, just not the war. Like, so these fans need to calm their draws. Like, I mean, I shit talk all day. Like we shit talk each other, and that's fun and that's cool. We like can make little memes about each other and all of that. But at the end of the day, I want you to die.
Yeah, they be.
And even if I do, that ain't gonna be the reason.
Yeah, they be doing a little too much.
I do want to say, I did. If you guys don't know, Nick, who right here, Nick did sell his Xbox and bought him a Switch, and the reason he said he did was because he would be too tempted to jump ship from Sea of Thieves. Some of y'all get that, some of y'all don't. But Nick knew he was gonna jump ship. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kirby or something like that, wasn't it?
No, Nick.
That Kirby's actually kind of dope.
Nick say when he get bored with a certain type of people, he jumps ship to the next. But
that's wrong.
What?
Fired up when he come in here.
Yo, Nick gonna get this business because he's been gone since the beginning of the year.
Well, it say when he come back, he better have a whole WWE wrestling entrance and everything. Well, he better do the full.
Lord, don't talk about WWE. We can't get. We ain't got enough time in the day to talk about that
we
product.
We ain't got enough time about how it sucks and ain't as good as it used to be.
Yeah, it's a whole different show.
Yeah, because Generation X ain't nothing better than the Attitude Era. Nothing.
No, it's Stone Cold.
Attitude Era was the best.
What? What?
Talk about the outros, man.
I'm gonna raise you a blackjack mulligan.
Triple H.
See,
before The Rock was Dwayne.
But we know what the outros going.
China and Trish. What's her name? Trish
Stratus. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Trish Stratus, like, okay, Trish Stratus. I literally looked at her and was like, You would be the one that would just completely turn me right there.
Oh no!
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You can't say stuff like that while I'm drinking water. You got to chill.
No outros, please.
Let's start to this guy right here. Nick, you got something to say? No, I don't care about you. Mama Cedar.
Oh wow, this is fun, y'all. This is funny. Yeah, this
come back for sure.
Oh wow. All right, y'all. This is Mama Cedar from Classic Gamer Gals on YouTube and Mama Cedar 925 on Twitter, as well as Mixer. And thanks to the guests, you were funny tonight, and I appreciate you coming on with us. And that's it, y'all.
And if you guys know, I do apologize before we continue. I was so busy trying to get this thing together at the last minute that I did miss King Phoenix's Twitter handle. It just says guest.
No, my Twitter handle is if you want to send hate mail, it's real Donald Trump. That's my Twitter handle.
Uh-oh.
Cry girl.
Oh, boy.
First and foremost, thanks for the chat. Chat was kind of live today. Thanks for the guests for coming through. You always welcome, man. Had a good time talking games with you. Shouts out to all the people out there who gonna be playing something different this week. I think Nino Kuni 2 comes out Friday, I believe. And Sea of Thieves came out. Kirby came out. There's a lot of games out here to be played. God of War come out next month, so everybody should be a little busy next couple of weeks. If y'all want to check me out, y'all see the handles: Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, same thing, Crunker711. And yeah, man, I'm out.
Dallas, man.
First shout out to the chat. What up, Demi? Phoenix, man, you dope as hell. This shit was fun. Like see you on the go. And just I don't even need to shout out to Twitter now, thanks to fame, homie. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, right underneath y'all handle.
Oh,
I put in a little work, you know what I'm saying? I've been out here working.
Yeah, man. But y'all continue to watch us evolve and level up, because we about to be doing the full, and 90% of it's because of fame, because he doing the full.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm
doing
not
his
doing
thing.
it for y'all, man. It's all about
He doing his thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Way Out comes out Friday. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, man. Hey, hold on, wait, pause, rewind. Which one of the OGs want to stream A Way Out with me?
When it come out?
Friday.
I'll get that joint. I'll get that joint next check.
Yeah, dude. Already.
Y'all stream that, I'll watch. I heard it should be pretty good.
Yeah, it seemed like it's gonna be dope. I want to go in blind. I watched a little bit, but I don't know enough about enough, so I'm ready.
I ain't watching nothing.
You put that
My reaction is gonna be genuine. It's gonna be fun.
And then last but not least, my man King Phoenix, who, bro, you are welcome. You fit with the panel perfectly. You are welcome anytime on this show, my man. But besides the real Donald Trump, where can the people find you, my man?
Wow. You can find me at King_Phoenix410. Thank you all for having me on the show. Anytime you need me, just throw the bat signal up. I'll respond. You can find us on the Phoenix podcast, and yeah, I think that's all that I have. Besides, real quick, I'm so sorry. Beyonce, sis, you thought you were slick. Just know I spent a smooth $1,300 on your show, okay? And that's where we're gonna leave it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Where you seeing her at?
Well, you better be able to smell the cocoa butter for that much, for real.
Let me borrow $1.
I'm seeing her in 4 cities.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I got
Atlanta, which is my hometown. I'm going to New York, and 2 in DC.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know she's gonna be here in August in South Carolina. They are already promoting it on the radio.
Listen.
Thank you, Demi. Yeah, good show.
Shout out to my man Demi. And then, like I said, before we go, we do have 2 giveaways up and running. If those links aren't fixed by the night, they'll be fixed first thing in the morning. I have created the first step of getting those fixed, thank God. So I should have both of those articles on TICGN.com updated with the proper links. If you end up before, I'm sorry, you have to re-enter. I am going to the God of War giveaway ending date will be the same, but the giveaway for the 12 months Xbox Live, BioShock, Game Pass, EA Access, I will extend it the same amount of days that it's been out. So if you guys who didn't know that there's a problem going on, you will have time to re-enter. I do apologize about that, but it's just somebody being salty who went and kind of messed things up. But you guys have been leveled up to 47. The Double XP Podcast. You guys have a great one. And we out.
Bye, y'all.